Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. I am so happy you found us. This is Creativity and Inspiration, and I'm Lisa. I hope you're all having an amazing day. I'm having an okay day. It's been a lot of doctor's appointments this week for my husband. Let me change this battery real quick. At least it happened before we got into today's video. Today's video is one I've been wanting to do for a while because I had this problem when I was starting out. A few of you, when I was talking to you away from YouTube, some of you kind of mentioned like, hey, I asked and you kind of agreed, hey, I don't know what to do with them, or I do the same old things. Can you give me some new ideas? And what in the heck am I talking about? I'm talking about these beautiful postage stamps that you find on old letters. I mean, look at these. Look at these. These are absolutely gorgeous. They have interesting graphics, bright colors. They're just way beautiful, and they deserve to be used and not discarded. So today we're talking old, colorful use. Today we're talking old postage stamps. So as usual, coming closer, and we're just going to jump into it because I'm talking with my hands a lot. There are a lot of ways to use these. Some you've probably thought of, some maybe you haven't. Okay, let me get my tea out of the way. Sorry, I tried to do that beforehand. Alright, I thought we would start with some of the more interesting ways, or maybe some ways you haven't thought of using them. And one way is if you have tea bags. Now my tea bag has tea in it, but just picture an empty tea bag or a tea bag with tea if you were making a journal with tea bags in it as a gift for someone. This little tab right here could very easily be a very beautiful, colorful stamp. It would fit. You could just put it right on there and it would look amazing. So as the tab on a tea bag. Perfect use. Of course, you could use them to decorate tags, playing cards, all of that stuff that we always do. And I will show you how to do one in just a minute. But another interesting way that you could use them is, let me take one off. One way you could use them is this one's just peeled off, so I'm going to use it, as the center of a flower. You could round the corners on it and put it as your flower center. And how pretty would that be? And it's unusual, it's unexpected, which is what we like to do in our journals, right? We like to throw out different things, something that's unexpected, not seen before. Let me just clip my corners off of my little stamp here. Okay, I've rounded the edges on my stamp, and now I'm just going to put it in the center. And look at that, it's a beautiful center to the flower, but it's an old postage stamp. Okay, another way you could use these old postage stamps is as tickets. Let me get a strand of these. And I'm going to use the blue ones because I want to show you with these blue stamps. And they'll actually kind of blend in. But I want to get the ones that are stamps because I want you to see their stamps, if that makes sense. So what I'm going to do, okay, is I've got my stamps. Now I'm going to get my blue stamps. I've got my tickets. Now I'm going to take these stamps right here because they are laid the right way, and I'm going to just take them off. And I'm getting the ones that are horizontal, and if they don't peel off, that's fine. I'm just going to cut them off. And these are all vintage stamps, but they don't have to be. They could be new stamps if if that's what you had. Okay. Now what I did was cut away all of the envelope because I don't want to see the envelope. I get my tickets and then I'm going to cut these apart. And then I'm just going to place it in the center. And you have a whole string of these, and you have a very interesting string of tickets now. You could use this as a belly band on the side of your page as decoration, whatever you want. But you just layer them. You can alternate the pictures up and down if you wanted to, depending on how you were going to use it. But layering stamps over your ticket makes very interesting tickets. You could layer it with lace, then put it on here, okay? So on tickets is a great way to use these. Let's get that out of the way and get my stamp. And there'll be finished examples of all of these, of course, at the back. Another way is to layer your papers, some fabric, and make decorations, again, on bags, tags, cards, whatever you want. Another cool way is to take little slides, put your stamp on the slide like that. And then you have a cool slide that you could use as a tab on a page, as a pocket, as a little tuck spot. It could be, on the front cover. You could do a few of these arranged like kind of a Picasso thing. So it could be real interesting artwork. Again, you could decorate postcards and guest checks on a black and white bag. It would look really beautiful if you took some of the really bright colored stamps and kind of put them in this white space, or make your own white space so it'd be a pop of color in the center there and would look really good. So mixing colorful stamps with black and white pieces of paper, bags, or whatever creates an interesting look. And speaking of tabs, you could make them as tabs, like I said, with some cardstock. Cut it just to fit the stamp. Put the stamp on there. And you could put a stamp on each side. You could use one on one side and have it blank on the other. That could be your tab. You could leave a little space at the top, poke a hole, and put these on your journal charms if you wanted to. Tie them off in the center when you leave your strings long in the center pages. Could be a charm for that, so they could be charms. You can make them into bigger stamps. Get some cardstock, cut around it, put some colorful paper, then your stamp, and make a bigger stamp and put it on your envelopes or whatever you need. You could also use them as altered paper clips, basically the same way as you do tabs, only attach them to a paper clip instead of a page in a journal. A really cool idea with the vintage, a really cool idea for old postage stamps, especially when you have beautiful ones like these, is to remove them from the envelope, either by pulling them off if they'll give. You can always try removing them with dental floss if you have the long rope type of dental floss, if they'll come off that way. But if not, just cut them off, okay? Because they are way better to use than the envelope. But here's something you can do. If you have a bunch like this, and these are the only ones you have, like these are the only ones I have of these, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut them apart. I'm going to put them on my printer, and I'm going to scan them in. That way I always have them. I can make them bigger or smaller if I want to, and I can make as many copies as I want to use in my journals. That way if I wanted to make a two-sided tab, but I only had one of the stamps, then I would have two. It's just a great way to prolong using something so beautiful. And the last way that I thought to use these, like I said, you may have thought of 20 more ways since I've been talking, is to create a snippet roll. And I just thought it would be so beautiful. And mix it up. Use a little tin foil behind to make something sparkly. And put one of these blue pink stamps on there with the blue jean. It would look good. Then in another section, because remember each section you want to be able to cut apart and use. So another section I would layer again the cheesecloth, and I would put some of this pink paper, and it would make the flowers in the center pop. And then another snippet part, I would probably take away the cheesecloth, layer some of the pattern down, and then put the stamp on that, maybe a book page, just to create different sections that I could use, but make one whole snippet roll with just the little strip of blue jean fabric I have. So guys, I just gave you a whole bunch of ideas on how you can create with the postage stamps. Now I'm going to go back and make a few of those up. You can watch all of that at the end of the video. I just wanted to stop here and say, if you do like what you're seeing, please give the video a thumbs up. Also, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because this weekend we have a ton of new ideas to use playing cards, so you don't want to miss out. Also, we have some new journal items coming up, and what I mean by new journal items, I'm going to take something weird next week, and it normally wouldn't be a journal, but we're going to make it a journal, so you don't want to miss out. So also, please tell your friends about us. I would really, love to see my subscriber count go up. So, okay, so if you want to see how some of these things come to life that I just talked about, watch the end. Bye. Okay, guys, the first thing we're going to do is the snippet roll, because I think this would be the most used for me right now. And I am going to use some of the tin foil on one end, because I'm into shiny right now. I just like it. What I'm going to do is just tear a little piece. I'm going to add a little bit of the cheesecloth on top of the blue jean. So it's like maybe coming out the side a little bit. Then I'm going to put the sparkle on, but I want to see all 3 layers. And then I'm going to get my stamps out, because I am going to use all the blue stamps on this jean roll. Okay, blue and this. And put it right side up. Nice, cool little slide. This is the envelope, and we're going to use the inside of it.